While staying with that story, City Power saying it was unable to respond to ongoing electricity outages in Roodepoort because of the protest. Well, we're joined by the Joburg Housing MMC, Mlungisi Mabaso. Mr. Mabaso, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. So how then will you be responding to these residents?
Thank you very much, Sis Katie, and greetings to the viewers at home. Sis Katie, I'm still waiting to get the memorandum because the memorandum was not addressed to the Department of Human Settlement. I was informed by the Office of the Speaker that the memorandum was accepted by them. So once they've submitted the memorandum, I will have to study and check what is contained in the memorandum, then I will respond accordingly.
Let's talk about what you understand to be behind these threats to evict these residents.
Well, I think it's imperative for me now maybe to define who we are as JOSCO. JOSCO is a social housing institution which is accredited by SHRA under Section 4, and it dictates on how the business should operate. And part of the rental collection, is part of the compliance from SHRA that we need to collect so that we are able to maintain our existing infrastructure and properties within the institution. So the entity has been battling with the rental collection since 2020, where we were all hit by COVID, and we understand and we are in cognizance, of that reality, that most of our people were affected by COVID-19. But what we did at the time, we made provisions, for our tenants, who lost their job in the process, who lost their income in the process, where we said they must come and make payment arrangements with us and plead their cases so that we make use of the advantage which SHRA has made available for us, to access certain grants, so that we are able to assist those that could not afford to pay rent. But second to that, we also offered discount to the residents that were owing, to say if they come and make payment arrangement, there is a certain percentage of the debt that will be written off by the entity. And we have been on the ground doing tenant engagement, understanding the frustration and the challenges that our tenants are facing, in this the project that they are residing on, and also to present to them the other programs that the government have, that relates to the provision of houses in a form of also giving over ownership on those properties, because with JOSCO we are not mandated by law to provide for ownership, and it's part of the reasons why in our engagement we are making, we are giving that information to the residents or to the tenants of other programs, that they can apply on, so that at least they are able to get, accommodation where at the end they will be able to afford it with the ownership of those properties. So we have been on the ground with the team, and I can tell you that at Orlando Ekaya we were able to get 4, that were interested, in getting, access to other programs that government has introduced, and they have qualified, and they will be moving out to go and reside to those properties. So we are engaging with our residents. We understand all the challenges that they are facing. Hence, we took it upon us that we need to be with them on the ground and make sure that we attend to their frustrations.
Do you think that the city is in a position to provide alternative accommodation for many of these residents who have been able to keep up with their rentals?
Well, what we are doing, in fact, as the city, is that through our engagements, that when we are able to determine on case by cases what interventions that must be employed, to each tenant, looking at the cases that are presented to us. So where there is a risk of homelessness, we don't take, people out on the street, without getting an alternative. And also at the same time, we do this engagement for us to establish and determine the cause, that had led to our tenants not being able to afford rent. And I alluded earlier on, on the fact that even SHRA has made available grants to assist those that are unable, to pay rent, which were negatively affected by COVID. And we also access those grants and assist those residents that cannot afford to pay rent. But there are also employment opportunities that we have opened in some of the facilities where we are saying, with all the maintenance work and the cleaning work that is happening in our facilities, we prioritize those that are unemployed so that they are able to meet up with their monthly obligation, of paying rent. So there are quite a number of programs that we have introduced as part, of intervention, to all the challenges that we were able to identify when we were engaging with our tenants on the ground.
All right, let's leave it there for tonight. That is the Joburg Housing MMC, Mlungisi Mabaso.